I have some guys that's in college that I trained while they're in high school, so I went with them on to college. And I trained a few professionals from like Noah Fant, Julio Jones, Hopkins. Then realized I'm running different. Like I can't move the same way. I can't cut the same way that I did before, and I play different. So, of course, my career kind of ended there.
What would you tell younger Darius how not to get hurt?
Slow down. Slow down. You don't move like everybody else, and that's okay. Like, don't try to be like the next guy. Be yourself. Let's see what's going on internally first. Then we can see how we're supposed to train. Then find a professional to help you out, because I know some people that had six packs and they had heart attacks.
Today I have the pleasure of sitting down and speaking with LaDarius Bascom. He's a premier college and professional athletic trainer. We discuss how his personal injury has shaped his beliefs and helped him live a healthier lifestyle. We discuss music, we discuss favorite exercises. Let's dive in, let's learn and enjoy. And tell us the journey.
First and foremost, God led the way, of course, because I was very stubborn about this. Never thought I'd be doing this ever in my life. But yeah, just injury on top of injury, honestly. In high school, I had a fracture on my left leg. It was a contact injury. So I tore my ACL, and I've never been hurt before, so I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like, oh, it's just a little sprain. I get back out there, then realize I'm running different. Like I can't move the same way. I can't cut the same way that I did before, and I play different. So, of course, my career kind of ended there from just mental and physical, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. So I went down the whole spiel of just working job sales, all that type of warehouse stuff. And I always worked out. I always wanted to stay fit. I'm an athlete. So I just got tired of people asking me. There was one guy that wanted to be a mentor to me, and he's like, hey, let's dive down deep in there, and like, I believe in you. So I'm just like, all right, and once I dive down deep in there, I start to understand things like, all right, it was a way I could stop from getting hurt. Like, why am I getting hurt? Like, why am I feeling this way?
So if your now self, your Darius now, could go back to talk to younger Darius, what would you tell younger Darius how not to get hurt, how not to hurt that ACL?
Slow down. Slow down. Focus on the small things, because those small things are really big things. It's not just about, oh, I'm a deadlift 300 pounds or 400 pounds. I'm going to outlift this guy. No, focus on those stability aspects, like, because I'm bow-legged, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even with this recent injury, I had surgery, I say about 2 years ago on this right knee. And we found, like, hey, because you're bow-legged, this is why you keep tearing things. Like, your axis is different. All your force goes through your tibia, so yours goes out. So when it goes straight down, that force isn't going to say, oh, let's stop here and curve around. So I need to train my posterior a little bit more, so my hamstrings need to be a little bit stronger. So I would tell my younger self, like, hey, slow down, kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not skip this exercise, because as much as you thought it was stupid, it's actually helping you strengthen that knee.
So learning those mechanics.
Yes, learning the mechanics. Learn how you move. You don't move like everybody else, and that's okay. Like, don't try to be like the next guy. Be yourself. Like, all right, hey, you run weird. Yeah, you're right. My legs are different than yours. That's fine with me.
That's true. That's true.
You're right. You're definitely right. I do run different than you. That's fine.
So on that same line, on the same path, there's people looking at this right now that are trying to figure out, how do I make what do I take those steps to become healthy? What things should I avoid? What things should I do? What would you tell that person that's trying to figure it out?
Avoid the trends. I hate to say it.
Okay.
But
let's talk about those trends.
Let's just keep it real. Avoid the trends, right? You look on social media, and let's just be honest, we see beautiful people, right? Yeah. And they worked hard for it. But a lot of times they don't tell you how they got there. Yeah. And with that being said, it's a lot of discipline that comes into that, And let's just say I'm 35. Well, so let's just say I haven't been working out, and I just say, you know what? I'm finna get healthy.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Where do I start? Right? Do I walk in the gym and just pick up some weights and just start moving around? Well, let's start going with a doctor. Let's get some blood work done.
Yeah.
Let's see what's the inside looking like before we just so focus on the outside. Like, yeah, I might want a 12-pack or a 6-pack or whatever, or I don't want the dad bod, as they say.
Yeah.
But I know some people that had 6-packs and they had heart attacks also. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
So like,
Yeah.
so let's get some blood work done. Let's see what's going on internally first. Then we can see how we're supposed to train. Then find a professional to help you out, because we don't fix on our own cars.
Right.
We take it to a dealership or a mechanic because they know what they're doing. And we don't go to the shoe store or whatever. Like, we get professionals to help us do whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
So it comes like that with fitness. Like, this is the one thing that we can't buy another of. Like, we can buy a car, we can buy more shoes, buy more clothes. You can't buy another body as much as people think they can.
That's right.
You can't buy another one.
That's right.
This is the only one you have, so you have to cherish it. And just like a car, once it starts to break down, other problems going to start to occur. So starting out, that's why I recommend, like, hey, start, depending on your age group, everybody's situation is different.
Right.
Like, if you're older, get blood work done first to see where you're at.
Yeah.
If you're younger, of course, get a professional, learn the mechanics, because now you can build a foundation. If you're an athlete, get a specialist, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that coach that's in your weight room, he's good, but he has to manage him or her at this point. He has to manage 40 to 50 kids.
That's true. That's true.
You're going to get lost in there somewhere. So get a specialist, you know what I'm saying? Somebody in your off season, dedicate to getting better. LeBron James, Tom Brady, the list goes on, the greats, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, if you go look up, all their trainers have books, all this type of stuff. They train they're legends.
Right.
Mike Tyson.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Their trainers are legends. You know what I'm saying? So it's always the person behind that person that helped them get there. They put the work in, but they knew, like, all right, I need somebody who knows more than me to get me there.
Let's stop there for a second.
Right.
You mentioned LeBron. I'm gonna have to talk about LeBron a little bit. So So he spends a considerable amount of money on his health, right?
Right.
And a lot of people say, he's making a lot of money, but I kind of see it as a percentage of whatever you're making anyway, right? If I'm making $40,000, I should probably spend a percentage of that on my health, because maybe I can't even make that 40,000 if I become unhealthy.
Right.
Right. So how do you get that across to people? When they come in, they're like, this is too expensive, or, eating healthy is too expensive. What do you say to people like that?
I usually ask them about their lifestyle first. I'm pretty sure I can find some in your lifestyle that you're spending too much money on.
Yeah.
Right? That's not that important. And I always tell them, like, do you love yourself? Most people say, yeah.
Yeah.
I love myself. Yeah. I say, do you feel like you are the most important thing in your life? Well, yeah. So why would you shortchange yourself? You don't shortchange if you wear a designer bag or a designer shirt or a nice car. You don't shortchange then. If you drive a Mercedes, you're not going to take your Mercedes to Jiffy Lube. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, I think of my body as the most expensive thing there is, because, again, like you said, like, LeBron James has played longer than any player, right?
Yeah.
He's playing with his son now.
It's amazing.
No,
that's amazing.
And he's just probably had one of the seasons that no other player his age has ever had in his life. And I guarantee it's because he was able to take care of his body along the way, because he knows, like, this is my biggest investment. How can I go make more money if I'm broken down?
Right.
How can we use you if you're not on the court, if you're not on the field, or you're not at your job because you're not feeling good, because you're sick all the time, your back hurts all the time, or you're too tired to get up. All these things matter. So how can you go out and make a living if you don't feel good?
Right.
Because if you don't feel good physically, it's going to affect your mental. Because you'll be like, man, I'm depressed. My back hurts. That's 80% of our world. Our back hurts, right? Because we're doing something wrong. Either bad posture, we sit wrong, we walk wrong, something like that. We wear shoes that are bad for our feet. The list goes on.
Right.
And we don't want to do anything.
This scenario here, you have 3 exercises to choose from.
Okay.
Only. You can only do 3 exercises for the rest of your life. What are those exercises?
I'm super functional, so this is hard. All right. I'm a kettlebell guy.
Okay.
I love kettlebells. So I would say
All right.
a kettlebell clean.
Okay. Which you can technically use dumbbells, I guess.
Yeah, you can use dumbbells with these. You can use dumbbells or barbells.
Okay, all right.
That's the thing.
All right.
I just want to clarify that. Like, cause when people get on to me about the kettlebells, I say, look, it's a tool.
It is.
I'm using it's the same movement as a barbell or a dumbbell.
Right.
I just choose to use kettlebells.
It just looks scary to some people.
Yeah, they like, I don't like this. And this bell's gonna hit me. I'm gonna drop it on my foot. I'm like, you can drop this barbell on your foot or whatever. So it's just my choice. So I like a kettlebell clean. And probably kettlebell clean to a squat, maybe, you know what I'm saying? So a power clean, if you would say. I would say it's squat thruster.
Okay.
Whether I'm using dumbbells, barbells, or kettlebells.
Okay.
I'm always a squat guy because I feel like we use our legs 90% of the time.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to squat every day.
Okay. Why those particular movements so far? Why choose those?
Because it covers a lot of things, right?
Okay.
So it covers my core, right? So my core wraps around. So my core is going to keep my body together.
Okay.
It's going to keep my back from hurting. It's going to keep me upright. It's going to work my hips.
Okay.
The hips are the engine of the body.
Yeah.
So I got to work the hips. And it gives me explosive movement.
Okay.
So it gives me that fast twitch fibers.
Yeah.
So I still got that athletic movement still in there too. So it's going to build power and strength at the same time, right?
Okay.
So that's why I'm
basically like it's a super compound movement.
Yes.
You know, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you have one left.
Yeah.
You have one to choose from left. We have the clean, we have squat thrusters. What's the third one? What are you choosing?
Woo. This is hard. Man, I'm gonna probably say farmer's carry.
Okay.
Farmer's carry.
Okay.
It's slept on a lot.
Yeah.
It's slept on a lot, but it works your grip strength, it works your core, and works on your walking patterns too, right? And majority of the time we're carrying stuff all the time. You carry groceries, your bag, kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're carrying things all the time. So I think if I had to pick 3 exercises, I'm gonna think what would make me better at life, because I'm not gonna touch the field again. Let's just be honest. I'm not gonna touch a court or anything like that. So in life, how can I stay efficient? So these 3 exercises, I would choose those because for the most part, they help me be efficient in life.
People that come to you, are they high school athletes, college athletes, professional athletes? What type of people do you see?
Full range. I have some high school kids that I train now. In season and off season. In season, I'm more a recovery aspect. I let them know like, hey, our off season was our time to get stronger.
Okay.
So in season, let's stay healthy.
Okay.
You know, I have some guys that's in college that I trained while they're in high school. So I went with them on to college. And I trained a few professionals from like Noah Fan to Julio Jones, Hopkins, those type of guys. I also did some interns at Exos, at Exos. So I got to mix and mingle with those guys a little bit. But yeah, so from various levels.
Okay.
So
you mentioned something specific. You mentioned recovery.
Yes.
As a difference than active season.
Yeah.
Well, so what type of things are you focused on in recovery as opposed to, say, the season? Is there a difference?
Yeah. So if I'm just saying, all right, we're doing a recovery day, right? So we can go like full range, like, all right, let's just recover the body in general. Let's stay active. Let's do some mobility work, keep the hips fresh. Versus in-season recovery, I'm very much assessment based. So I ask an athlete, like, I'm always texting them consistently, hey, how are you feeling? If I'm not at their games, I watch their games. Hey, how do you feel about that game? Oh, that was good. How do you feel like you can improve? I feel like I was a little tight on this. All right, cool. So when I see you, like maybe we might have to do some cupping, maybe have to do some soft tissue work, maybe just do some assisted stretching, you know what I'm saying? And then we do some mobility drills and just do some hypertrophy a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to keep the body fresh. But it just depends. It really depends on in season, like what type of beating did you take that game, you know? Because if it's an NFL player, he has, 17 games. And then if he progresses along into postseason, that's what you see a lot of players where it's like, oh, they were great in season. They were the MVP. Why can't they get over that hump? Well, their body is not used to playing that long, honestly. I'm going to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Their body's not used to playing that long, and it's beat down. And they can't perform at that level that they performed at in season. And same thing with high school or college. You know what I'm saying? They play a lot. You practice a lot. It's a lot that's required of you, and you have your daily life too. So, whereas if you're in high school, you got schoolwork, You got stresses of being a teen. You got for my son, like he plays basketball, and he still has to do his chores at home.
Right.
You know, so I don't let you slack on that. And if you're in college, you know, you probably have a job or whatever on top of that. And if you are a professional, you probably got to go do podcasts or, you know, meet and greets. You have kids at home. You have to be a father or a mother. You have so many things outside of your job. So those stresses come to your body. So my job is to make sure I can get you back to at least 80 to 90% before you go back into playing that game. Because if you go in there less than that, it's a high percentage chance you're going to get hurt.
Makes sense. No, it makes sense. So you split those days up just to make sure that that body can actually make it through whatever dedicated season they have.
Sure.
Because I can see that how some high school athletes go to college and they kind of poop out closer to the end, especially if playoffs come. Same thing with college going to pro. I can see that at different levels. So back to the weight room. This is a little bit different. We're going to change focuses here.
Okay.
All right. Music. So people listen to music. I'm sure you listen to music when you work out.
I do.
What type of music? What's on your playlist? You can give me categories if you don't want to get too specific. You can give me artists. Like what's on your playlist? What do you listen to, or do you listen to podcasts? Like what type of things do you listen to?
My playlist changes throughout the workout. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
So my warm-ups are like motivational speeches.
Okay.
No lie. I listen to certain speeches, like hands down it's a speech Denzel gave to some graduates.
Okay.
And I know it's very popular. It's like the fall forward as far as like failing in life, but it's not really failure. You know what I'm saying? Like dream big. Like don't beat yourself up too much about it. Like you have a whole life ahead of you. So I listen to that speech every time. And then I find other various like motivational speakers and stuff like that because I know, like let's just be real. Like nobody, like when you coming in there like, all right, I got this workout I gotta do. It's tough. You've written it out, especially as trainers. Like I written this out. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be one of those.
Yeah, you look at your workout, you're
and
like,
then you get the stretching. You're like, oh, that's tight. That's tight. So I listen to like motivational things in the beginning. I used to listen to a lot of more gangster rap. I did. I'm transitioning more into more Christian rap.
Okay.
I started.
So it was more of the that kind of tells me it was more of the beat. More than anything that you were kind of really on. So okay.
More the 808 needs to be pumping in my ears. All right, get you turned up. You know. And I tried various things. I tried the R&B. Nothing against people who listen to R&B when they work out. It's just not for me.
It's a little slow.
It kind of chills me out. And if I'm finna to swing some 70-pound kettlebells, I can't be chilled out.
Right.
I can't be relaxed. I need to be turned up. So it's more so like, I need a more up-tempo beat. So it used to be the Futures, the Drake, the Kendrick Lamars, and all that type of stuff. Now it's more so I'm finding a lot more Christian raps. I can't really tell you too many of their names right now. I'm big on Larry June right now. I ain't gonna lie.
But a lot of stuff more relaxed and kind of laid back California vibe, right?
I like the California vibe right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just kind of makes me move smooth. So when I work out, I used to think like, oh, I'm just gonna go hard. You know what I'm saying? You need to see me going hard. I'm outwork you. Now I'm more so, hey, you need to see me moving smooth. I'm carrying 50-pound kettlebells, but I'm moving smooth. Like, man, he's moving. And he's not struggling in his movements. Because the music is like, we're going at one. So I kind of flow with the music too.
Right.
So I like the Cali vibe. And then I have to kind of visualize myself out there on the beach or something like that doing this.
That's true. I mean, I think a lot of people work out at the big box, facilities like a LA Fitness or 24. So you see that a lot. You see like the guys in there really trying to, get it in for that one session because there's a lot of weekend warriors, we'll be honest. Some people are very inconsistent with their workouts. Right. And so I think that the initial thought is, let me get in here and make up for it and do all this stuff, right?
Can't outwork a bad habit.
I can understand the smoothness. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, with me saying that you can't outwork a bad habit.
It's true.
Some people think, if I go spend 3 hours in the gym, it's going to outdo the weekend of drinking. Me eating bad. I ate crumble cookie last night. I'm going to go work it off. Oh, it doesn't work like that. Like, you have to understand how the body works. And that's why it goes back to you need to find a specialist and learn. And honestly, like, you can look most of the stuff up nowadays. Like, we have so much technology. So you can find pretty much anything on the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's really up to you to look for it. but you can't outwork no bad habit. You can't eat bad, and think I'm just gonna work 10 times harder in the gym.
Right.
Nah,
Right.
eventually your body's like, it's just like running a car 100 miles per hour all the time. You keep putting the wrong gas in it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna break down.
That's true.
That's all it's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're driving an unleaded car, you can't put diesel in it either.
Yeah, it's just gonna break
it too
down.
far.
It's gonna break down eventually.
that's
That's
true.
how your body works.
That's
You
true.
keep putting this crap in you.
Because it's energy, right? I mean, if I think people think about it either, and we talk about relationships, right, with food.
Yep.
So I think either there's these bad relationships where people are putting all their emotions in food, like this is the thing I can control, so I'm gonna eat whatever I want to eat.
Yep.
Or this is my time to kind of relax and focus, so I'm gonna eat this thing that makes me feel good. But in its essence, it's really energy. So if you're eating something with a ton of calories, you're just overloading your energy stores. Your body has to do something with it,
Yeah.
right? Store it,
Yeah.
right? So
Like I can't burn all this off.
No,
I'm
no.
gonna keep it here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or opposite, you starving yourself, so now your body thinks like, I don't know when you gonna feed me again. So I'm just gonna hold on to this stuff. Like,
right.
you starving me, so I'm like, hey man, this dude tripping. I don't know when he gonna feed us.
Man, it's so starving. So, and I've seen this with some people.
Yeah.
Where this intermittent fasting trend,
Oh, God.
right, is here.
Yeah.
And what have you seen in the gym? Like, have people tried to come to you, work out with this intermittent fasting, you pass out? What happens with that?
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen that.
Okay.
Yeah, that exact stuff right there. They come in and they hit me up, say, hey, I need to get strong.
right.
You're a strength coach, performance coach. I need to lift weights. I'm like, okay. I always ask them, what does your life look like?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what comes with it.
Okay.
Like, you tell me your goals, tell me your life. I'm gonna tell you exactly what comes with it.
Right.
Right.
Someone's watching this right now. They want to work out with you. They think they want your services. They want to come talk to you. How do they get in contact?
My business phone number is 318-507-7966. Just shoot a text. Say, hey, I want to transform. I'll shoot you a link to where you fill out the whole health questionnaire.
Okay.
And we'll get a consultation going. We'll get on a call and we'll go over everything. I'll tell them everything, how it goes. If you're on Instagram, it is coach_Darius .5. And it's DARIUS .5. And on there, it'll be a link in my bio. It'll show everything that I do. It'll have my website on there with all type of testimonials, a form you can fill out. It'll have also links to my other TikToks, YouTube, to my Facebook. My Facebook is just my full name, LaDarius Bascom, LaDarius Bascom, BASCOM. And you can find me on either one of those. You can't find me on that and you ain't looking for me.
All right. Well, good.